bouting it out to see who can advance forward to fight Jason. Who did Disco fight to get sent to losers?
I don't know who he fought to get sent to losers. I know that he took out Mew Squared, I believe, to get here, and slaps after that.
Mm-hmm. Sergio. Little Pack. Okay. Yeah, Little Pack did pretty well tonight. There were a lot of really interesting upsets tonight that led to some interesting later winner bracket matches.
Yeah, you're telling me. I mean, I looked at the losers bracket for tonight, super stacked. And for it to kind of boil down here, it was definitely a crazy ride. Give me a minute and elaborate on this matchup, because it's not something that we see every day.
So this is actually a pretty interesting matchup in the sense that you have two very good characters. And Bayonetta, one of the, I was just about to talk about it. One of the, oh my goodness. Okay, he made some good DI choices there. I assume they play often anyways. Oh, we got another one.
He's witch times from AeroLink. He's been 2 for 2 so far.
He's like, I don't even want you to explain this matchup. I just want you to watch me.
Now, I assume that because of Sonic's quick speed, there's some counterplay there with the witch time, and Sonic's definitely fast enough to punish the witch time if AeroLink throws it out early.
Right. One of the important things, almost got the dive kick at the end of that. One of the important things about Bayonetta is to threaten without attacking her, basically. Like defending space really hard or invading space really, really well. And Sonic can do both. He's super good at invading space. Like Bayonetta has a hard time keeping Sonic out in some regards. Like she's got a down tilt, which is a lot of quick hitboxes that lead to combos, but it's not active for too long. And if the Sonic's really, really keen with their timing, they can get around that. And so witch time becomes less effective when the character can get in with a grab, threaten a grab, and threaten delayed moves so much. So this could be one of Bayonetta's harder matchups.
Right. Again, but a lot of that, what you're describing, it feels like that's very reflective of somebody who plays an incredibly passive or more reactionary style of game. And from Disco, we've seen him being a bit more proactive with some of these openings.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny, too, because I think he's riding his momentum really well right now. But honestly, you can't really be that aggressive versus Bayonetta. You're just going to get witch timed. The character forces passive play. Or if she's not forcing passive play, she's making cool combos. So it's however you want to see it. She can be a really cool or lame character. Sometimes both.
Yeah, I mean, from what we saw from Salem this weekend, that was extraordinary. And right there, a great moment.
Yeah, that was run-off back air. Disco wasn't expecting that. That DI was like almost straight out. So we're going to see probably a counter pick. I would assume... I'm going to assume to FD if he leaves it open. Lila is slowly turning into a really good Bayonetta stage. I didn't think it was good for Bayonetta at all, but they're really starting to use their neutral B to take over that stage completely. Like when it tilts to the side and Bayonetta's on the lower side and she just neutral Bs, the bottom part of the stage is completely unplayable. Did we go to FD? Just like I said? I think we did.
I think we did. I think you had the hard call out.
It's not too hard with Sonic, but yeah, big stages. Duck Hunt was the most likely banned. Friends, please ban Duck Hunt versus Sonic. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's
unless you've got like 36 minutes and nothing to do, you know. Then yeah, go for it. You know. But we're seeing a big opening here from AeroLink.
Yeah. Funny enough, it felt like in the last game, DisqoBunny, as you mentioned, riding the momentum very well, playing much more aggressively, now resorting to a more passive gameplay sort of style, which on paper would work, but has actually made AeroLink get a majority of these openings.
Yeah, this Bayonetta, I feel it's like playing against the ocean. Really weird analogies coming up, letting you know.
Like the actual ocean and not the Rob main?
Yes, the actual ocean. Because, like, you have to play really, really passive, and then the Bayonetta plays passive, and then you play aggressive. So it's like this wave of playing passive and aggressive, passive and aggressive.
Right. the hot-cold mix-ups.
Yeah, definitely. It's a Bayonetta is such a tricky character to play against, and that's why she's so good. Like, and she's not even people. This isn't even her final form. People don't even know. The Bayonetta combos are gonna get ridiculous, and it's gonna get to the point where the subtleties that get you killed are so minute that like only the Bayonetta mains and really know what's going on. That's what happened towards the end of Brawl. There were just things that were so small that were happening that if you didn't main the character, you probably didn't understand it. Wow, what a call out. There we go. Like, that is exactly what he needed.
So just that quick moment. I think it's one of the things that Sonic is so good at is just finding the moments to punish and catch you completely by surprise.
Yep. I find it interesting that he's going Sonic rather than Diddy. Diddy, notorious within the Bayonetta community as being a bad matchup. But that being said, like if you're playing a high-tier character and you have a bad matchup, you go out of your way to practice it. You know that matchup. So maybe he's less familiar with the Sonic matchup. Maybe Sonic does just as well. I don't know.
AeroLink himself did main Diddy Kong for a while back there.
That's true. That does actually equate to a lot when you're looking at like a player versus player matchup, is past mains and secondaries and all that jazz. I know Dinty has like a slew of old secondaries, and if he plays against any of his old secondaries, he actually does really well versus them. Okay. Interesting clash there.
And can we talk about how long AeroLink took to get that grab finally? That was a good solid 45-second dance before he could find that first forward throw.
I assume it's going to be a lot longer too. Disco is very, very plainly running the clock right now, which he should. Oh, good call out. Lifts to 200. Probably going to see him wait on the platform. Oh, no. He says, no, Dakpo, you're wrong.
Yeah, he definitely came into this game with the mentality, the idea to play to the clock if he needed to. Meanwhile, though, AeroLink, okay, so much damage coming out.
No, that's not going to be. Okay, so what he did just there was a glitch that Bayonetta has where she can do 3 jumps. She can do a jump up B and if she does it at the correct time, it doesn't swallow her double jump. So she gets like 3 up Bs. It's insane. It's one of the strongest recoveries in the entire game. I've seen Bayonetta make things that like I don't think Pit or Rosalina could make. It is crazy because she can do all that stuff. She can do the extra jump, and she can still side B against the wall and bounce again. Insane recovery. This character just every tool you'd want, even a kill throw. Albeit it only goes forward. We are hitting 1 minute and 45 seconds.
That's right, crossing into the 2-minute warning. The tail end of the witch time, but no punish from AeroLink. And that was so important for him.
Yeah, if you're going to get witch time, getting witch time in the air is by far the better option. You know what? I'm waiting for AeroLink to get good at if someone's charging a smash, if he just does witch time out of shield. I think that sounds like the freest witch time ever.
You are a big fan of the counter out of shield whenever someone's charging smash attacks. We've talked about it a couple times.
Yeah, and you know, it's maybe it's also because I've been playing a lot of melee, because Shine out of shield, super good. Down B out of shield, Jigglypuff, Rust out of shield. They're all really good. Okay, we are dead even percent. I didn't even notice. Not anymore.
That's right.
Randayo.
Now things change up. DisqoBunny is going to need to make some of these approaches. AeroLink, he's so patient with his gameplay overall. He's so good at playing for the clock. Disco just might have his work cut out for him. 45 seconds left. Back air connects!
What was that call? Okay, so both players surprisingly take a game with a very unique and creative back air. I don't know how creative run off the platform is, but it was creative or sneaky anyways.
Let's watch it one more time. AeroLink sees this as the moment, right? He eliminates all the potential options of recovery in theory, right? Because he uses the bullet arts, forces Disco to recover so low at like a weird area. Like, Nair just made sense.
Yeah, and you know why it lost?
Because
matchup
it made
experience.
sense.
Yeah, matchup experience. There's no way he could have, I don't know, maybe if he was, I wouldn't say no way, but it just kind of shows you, like, Disco has played this matchup. He knows what AeroLink wants. He had him use his options, made it look like he was in a bad situation, and he just turned around, took the game, going to game 3.
Now, after a game like that where it's almost goes to time and you're winning by a solid amount, like what all is really going through your head whenever you're approaching this third game?
I think in a situation like that, you shouldn't be deterred from whatever you were doing. I think given that scenario, it could have gone either way. If he leaned back and done the nair, maybe Disco, maybe that would have been the set. You know, so I wouldn't be too deterred from the play style that I was using if I was in AeroLink's shoes or anything like that. Just have to win that exchange again. And that's how a lot of Smash is. Oh, wow, the air dodge, brilliant. Disco smiling. That's some good tech, you guys.
So he just elaborate on that. Like, does he just air dodge immediately, or?
So spin dash, you can jump, or you can jump once you hit the ground, or basically during most parts of the side B. And after you jump, you can do an aerial or air dodge. And so he did the spin dash, and he saw that he got witch time, and he just jumped and air dodged. Super good from him. A lot of the times, if you get witch timed, if you can start a roll, that's actually really good, because your opponent has to call out exactly where your roll is going to end and exactly how long witch time is going to last, because rolls don't have too much lag at the end of them. That running up smash, good call out again. Just kind of like what we saw in FD. The swing the second game.
Yeah, like very nearly getting the stock there with the aerial. And it looked like he was going for a Trump back air there. Was that I mean, at this kind of percent, it feels like the right decision, but was the loss in stage control overall worth it?
The risk of catching up stock-wise, I think, was worth it. This is the time where if you sit and bide your time too much, Sonic will time you out. These are the kinds of scenarios that lead to timeouts, for sure. Ooh, that was a nice transition to side B. Not going to work out for him, though.
Disco's just looking so comfortable. We spoke on matchup familiarity. It feels like that's exactly what Disco is showing right now.
And that's going to be it. Should be. Oh, my lord. Battlefield is so big! This is actually a really good stage for timeouts. You will live a long time on this stage. It's got some of the biggest side blast zones, some of the biggest bottom blast zones, and top. Sometimes it seems really small because people do like these platform like stairway combos, but in actuality, from the floor to the ceiling, it is humongous.
Looking at this as just as a spectator, it feels like a very grueling position for AeroLink to be in. But how does he combat this defensive style from Disco and make up the deficit?
I can tell you one thing. Get him to 30 and then witch time him. I would not be surprised at all if that led to a kill. Bayonetta really doesn't struggle at low percents too much. She has obviously one of the best combo toolkits in the entire game. So these low percents aren't going to be the problem. It's netting the kill once he finally catches up. That's really going to be stressful. Now he's got Rage, which means if he gets DisqoBunny to around 70, one witch time, one read, one witch time, and that's game. And he's got 2 minutes to do it. Disco doing a really good job weaving in, out. He's playing really defensive here. It's kind of like a weird mix. Back throw, not going to be enough. Throws a spring way down there. I love when Sonics do that. Almost calling that out.
Can you talk about Disco's usage of grab overall in this matchup?
Yeah, so Disco's doing a really, really good job of mixing up like the side Bs and when he wants to grab. Because like if Bayonetta can't really stop it by throwing out a ton of hitboxes. She's not that type of character. So she has to stop like spin dash stuff with shield. And then you mix that in with grab.
Dakpo, that was 14 rolls.
That's Sonic. This is what Sonic does. He spins. He rolls. Yeah, we're going for a timeout here. This is going to be hard for him to catch. And makes a really good back air call out. Moving on to losers finals.
Despite the fact that on paper the Diddy would have made so much more sense, Disco managing to pull it out. And, you know, so much of it did really feel about, like, the little things, like the grabs that he would be doing constantly, the call-outs that he'd be doing with some of the cross-ups that he had as well. It all just kind of added up, from a percent standpoint.
Oh, yeah. You know, and it's not like he went using a top tier to use one of his, like, mid-tier secondaries. He used, you know, he substituted his Diddy top tier character for another top tier character. I mean, a lot of it's interchangeable. You know, any character that's top tier basically can handle any matchup. I think that's one of the defining traits of a top tier character is that they can handle any character in the game.
That does beg the question, though, when you look at Rosalina, for instance. Incredible character, but there's such a huge Achilles heel there with characters like Meta Knight, characters like Cloud. I mean, what do you say around that in particular? Does the fact that they can win so heavily against so many of these other characters negate the serious issues that they have with two particular characters?
Rosalina's a really weird case in that regard, like how she... You're basically asking, like, even though that Rosalina has some really bad matchups, does that affect how high she should be on the tier list? Is that... What question
well, you're basically you're like saying like a top tier character can handle any matchup.